remember, like, in my 20s, I was so all over the place. Like, I was irresponsible. I wasn't confident. I wasn't able to be myself. I wasn't disciplined. I'm still working on that. I wasn't accountable, for sure. I didn't see my mess. I was toxic as hell. Hey, how are you? Can I get some barbecue sauce? Sure. Thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you. Have a great day, babe. My girl gave me 2 days to be being stingy with the barbecue sauce or something. What I was saying? I was a mess. Literally, I was a mess, and I can't sit here and show up and act like my life was perfect. My life was a mess, and it's so crazy how we tend to show up not realizing we are the reason our life is headed in the direction it's headed. You know, we always want to point the finger and be a victim to the circumstances that we created for ourselves. You know, we always want to point the finger at that other person, or, you know, how we grow up. Granted, you know, like I always say, our trauma isn't our fault, but our healing is our responsibility. So you have to make it a priority to heal from the things that you were brought up in, the things that you learned on your own way of life. You have to realize how many people are walking around here hurt. Them the same hurt people that we give our time to, that we build relationships with, whether it's platonic, romantic, our families. So it's so many things for us to relearn. It's so many things for us to it's like you gotta birth you all over again. But that's okay, because you get a new slate. You get to relearn and really figure out who you are and what you want to be. And once you really once you find out what your purpose is, you realize, like, nothing happens to you, it happens for you. Like, this was God ordained for me to experience everything that I've experienced in my 20s. Even at the beginning of my 30s, when I was dealing with financial hardships, God had his reason for this, right? Because if you expect to be this woman, to be this version, it's certain things that you have to go through so God can build your character. And how does God teach us? He teaches us through our experiences, through people. And a lot of times when God tries to show us, we tend to point that finger and be a victim and get angry, but only if you will look at the positive of it. Like, God, I'm gonna be so much stronger. I'm gonna be a better person. My character is gonna be better once I get up out of this. And I'm a testimony that God will work in you and through you. Okay? If you just allow him to, give him space, let him use you as a vessel, and just watch how things start making so much sense. And nobody is going to be able to understand it. And it's not meant for those other people. It's meant for you. It's meant for you. You can't tell me how I was living, the things I decided to do, the people I was connected with did not serve for a greater good. Did not serve for a greater good, because what you don't know, you don't know. So if I didn't have those experiences, if you didn't have those experiences, how would you know what's good or not? How would you know what's for you or not? So we have to learn. That's a part of life. Life is going to always teach you something, okay? And it's up to you to take that lesson, whether it's going to hurt you, whether it's going to bring you some wisdom. Take that lesson for what it is and move accordingly. God is so good. Every time you see me speaking, sharing some wisdom, giving my testimony, being real, know that is God. That is not me. If I had it my way, I wouldn't be doing this. If I had it my way, this is not the woman I would be. God did this. I'm able to show up and share my experiences and be real and not care what people say about me, how people perceive me. I don't care. I'm not living for them. I'm not made in their image. I'm made in God's image. So how somebody feel about you is a bigger problem to them. We can't allow somebody else perspective or how somebody see us control us, because then you will never be able to show up in who you are supposed to be, and what's for you will be for you, and I mean authentically you. So you got to get comfortable with just being yourself. Start loving yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and look past those flaws and dig deep and find who you really are. And start loving her. Start loving her. All right, y'all. I think I'm finna go. Okay? I had to put some on my stomach. I feel so exhausted though. I hate that I'm coming out the house this late. My goal was to be done by 12 with my makeup. And this is a me problem. I should have got off my phone last night, went to bed at 8:30, like I planned to. So I would have woke up at 5:30. But did I do that? No. So I gotta take accountability and get my shit together. Love y'all.